Okay, you guys, welcome to my course on how to tell if he's a good man. Most likely he is not.
So we're following yet another case of a social media star allegedly behaving very badly. This time it is a TikToker who allegedly was part of a plot to hire a hitman to kill her boy band ex-boyfriend.
I've got a question for you. If influencers only post the highlight reel of their lives, do we ever really know what their actual reality looks like?
Why are you laughing?
Could someone's social media presence be so carefully curated that it becomes the perfect cover for the crimes they're committing in real life?
Their shit is not yours to clean up. It's for them to clean up. And if they're not willing to clean it up, then you need to go move on with somebody who's gonna present glittery, sparkly diamonds to you. Like, am I a fly? No, I'm a queen bee. Queen bees like honey.
What if behind all the polished posts and viral TikToks, your favorite influencer was quietly plotting unimaginable violence off camera?
The FBI shows up at my door.
I was wondering what this was.
And so yeah, we end up talking and someone hired someone to kill me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
After the ring light turns off and the filters disappear, could they turn to a whole other side of the internet? One where dark web servers, encrypted messages, and criminal accomplices take center stage, while the entire internet is sold a lie?
Popular TikTok star Gabbie Gonzalez is set to face a judge, accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill her pop star ex-boyfriend, Jack Avery.
How long can someone maintain a drastic double life while millions watch their every move?
Hi, queens. So, for everyone asking, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? How did I get into it? I'm here to spill a little bit of tea.
How does a successful young woman admired by so many suddenly become feared by the masses?
My parents have been silent too because my parents were trying to do what was best for him this whole time and protect him this whole time.
In September 2021, she happened to have a bunch of partnerships with Amazon, one of them including her father, who is also alleged to have given the money to pay this alleged hitman.
Picture this. It's the 20-teens and you're a boy band pop star living out your dream. Millions of adoring fans listen to your music, see you on tour, and hang on your every word, except what these fans don't see, the harmful control and mistreatment that you and your bandmates are suffering at the hands of your music industry management. Their curated image of you is so deprived behind the scenes that you have to ask permission just to grab a bottle of water from the fridge when you're thirsty.
The first few months, we weren't allowed to get our own waters out of the fridge.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And keep in mind, a couple of us are like, had just turned 18 even.
Oh,
so,
children.
Eventually, you and your fellow bandmates put your foot down and enter a nasty court battle to win your freedom from the darkest side of the music industry. In between the legal battle and the urgent scramble to save your career, the dark clouds begin to part, and it seems like justice may finally be on your side. And for a moment, it feels like your life may finally be yours again. So one day, you're chilling at your mom's house, soaking up the blissful embrace of unconditional love, when the peaceful silence is disturbed by a loud knock on the front door. When you open it, you're met by two large men silhouetted by the sun. They hold out their arms and flip down their wallets to reveal shiny gold badges that read FBI. But the FBI agents quickly cut through the chaos swirling in your mind and assure you that you've done nothing wrong. And in fact, you're the victim. Someone hired a hitman on the dark web to take you out. Welcome to the chaos. Oh, hi, hello, it's Swoop, and welcome to the dark waters of the Suspool, the place where everything and everyone is sus. Maybe even us. Come on in, the water's fine. Welcome back, Suspirians. Grab your surfboards and VPNs because today we're surfing one of the darkest waves the Suspool has ever seen. But don't worry, we'll all wash up on the beautiful shores of Hawaii, where we can split a giant coconut Mai Tai and count our blessings.
We're alive! We're alive!
Listen.
If you're new here, welcome to my second channel. On my main channel, Swoop, I do full-length deep dives, and over here, we dip. We skinny dip into the dark waters of the Suspool, where everything is unhinged, okay? We talk about the stories that have just been on my mind, and I'm like, I just need to talk to somebody about this. Some of them are very deeply unserious, and some of them are more on the serious side, like today. So welcome to the chaos. If you're into mind-bending, dark, twisted tales, subscribe to this channel, bring a towel, tell your friends, and go ahead and put on a Party City cop costume, you know, the one with the faux leather hat, and tell the like button she's under arrest for being such a diva. Yes, honey. Actually, I just gotta say, over 30% of you who regularly watch the Suspool week after week aren't yet subscribed, and you might actually even think you are. So make sure you check, hit the subscribe button, turn on all the notifications so that we can lock in, honey. You can also join our Patreon community for exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. We literally surpassed 5,000 members, which is absolutely incredible. We have free tiers as well as additional support tiers. Okay, Suspirians, before we dive in, can I confess something? I swear I spend more energy deciding what to eat than actually eating. Like my brain goes, should I cook? Nah. Should I order food? Also, nah. Which is why I absolutely love Factor and why I'm so thankful they're sponsoring today's video. I have literally been getting Factor every month for over 2 years now. I absolutely love, love, love them, and I know you will too. So living an active lifestyle is hard enough without having to spend every evening cooking. And Factor has honestly made it so much easier for me to stay consistent with my wellness goals. Their meals are chef crafted, dietitian approved, fresh, never frozen, delivered right to your front door, and are ready to go in just 2 minutes. That's it. In 2 minutes, you have a delicious meal ready for you. No cooking, no dishes, which means you actually have time to do the things you enjoy instead of wallowing in your kitchen or the grocery store every day. And they just introduced their biggest menu yet. This is so exciting. Factor now has 80 plus rotating weekly meals, 3 times more weekly meals than before, double the seafood options, double the high protein meals, and they've introduced meal customization where you can swap select proteins for free. My mom actually loves that option and I love it too. It's honestly giving restaurant quality menu, but my microwave somehow made it. I don't understand it, but it's all good. Every single meal that I've ever had from Factor is amazing. Like speaking of delicious, I recently had their potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet with roasted peppers and onions, and friends, breakfast for dinner has never felt more sophisticated. I also had their green chili chicken with cauliflower rice and pepper jack queso, and oh my gosh, just absolute mwah, chef's kiss. They have high protein and calorie smart options. They're free from refined sugars and low quality seed oils, and everything is already portioned and ready to go. Seriously, I can't stress enough how much I love Factor. I've been eating it every single month for years now. My mom eats Factor and I have never had a bad meal. So dear friends, if you're ready for the joy of not having to worry about grocery shopping, cooking, or the cleanup, and you want to actually enjoy your summer, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SWOOP2FB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code SWOOP2FB50, SWOOPTOOFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. New subscribers only, varies by plan. 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year while subscription active. And treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Okay, strap on that swimsuit, grab your nose plugs, and let's dip in to the Suspool. I'm gonna start this off with a quote. A few days ago, 3 individuals were arrested in connection with an alleged plot to kill me. One of those individuals is the mother of my daughter. Yeah, those are the words of musician Jack Avery after he learned that his ex-girlfriend, TikTok influencer Gabbie Gonzalez, and her accomplices were arrested for conspiring to hire a hitman to literally remove him from her Spotify playlist, aka scrub him from the planet.
And then they drop their badges and they're like, we're the FBI. We would like to talk to Jack if we can. And my mom, she's like, whoa, 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 like, is everything fine? Like, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, Jack hasn't done anything wrong. We think he's a victim of something.
You may know the subject of today's Suspool as Gabbie Gonzalez, the carefree Hawaiian influencer with over 400,000 followers on her Instagram and TikTok accounts. But behind the scenes, she is anything but carefree.
Just wanted to share some of my rooftop thoughts.
If you're gonna be sad, you might as well be sad in Paris. Do you want to judge me just a little bit? Not my style.
Or perhaps you're more familiar with Gabbie from her recently more active alt TikTok account, Virgo on the Ocean, where she describes herself as a, quote, mermaid, fairy, princess, woodland nymph in the ocean. So that's where we are. Over in that fantasy land, she's racked up millions of views posting about, free bleeding in her garden.
One of my favorite things about free bleeding is the more you free bleed,
the less your flow flows. And
before her public spotlight and her spiral into literal criminal activity, she was just a teenage girl in love.
Are you and Gabbie a thing? Yeah, we're a thing.
Back to the beginning of this bad romance, all the way back to 2016, 10 years ago, to understand how exactly these teens went from fan-fueled love story to true crime cesspool.
So shall we start from the beginning? I think we shall.
Gabbie Gonzalez was born September 2001 in the Orlando area of Florida. Raised by her doting father, Francisco Gonzalez, a civil trial lawyer, which is really effing wild when you think about the dad is a lawyer, when you find out what's gonna happen in this story. And yes, also we are officially old enough that people born in 2001 are capable of hiring hitmen on the internet. So God save us all.
I'm 15.
16.
17.
18.
19.
20. 21.
I'm 22. This is the first year in my life that I keep forgetting how old I am.
Throughout high school, Gabbie Gonzalez was a soccer player who developed a passion for surfing, an interest that would eventually lead her to move to Hawaii, where she allegedly began surfing something else. The dark web, the cesspool, the dark cesspool, okay?
First boyfriend I've ever had. I come from a Christian family. I come from a very, together family, very supportive of one another, very loving, and, I grew up under that. So going into the real world is hard, especially when you're younger and I'm such an independent person. I'm someone who just wants to be who they are, you know?
Gabbie's introduction to the public eye began in 2016 when she started casually posting on Instagram like any other, Visco teenager, sharing her Floridian lifestyle content, traveling, surfing, all that typical Snapchat filter content of the era with the lo-fi filter. Remember? Oh, everything is so lo-fi. I'm just so organic. No shade.
I was 16 years old when I was trying to figure out myself. Didn't really like school too much. I just knew I wanted to do so many things. I wanted to be a professional surfer. I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to be everything. So many things. I just wanted to conquer the world, basically.
Around that time, all the way on the other side of the country in Los Angeles, a 17-year-old singer named Jack Avery was taking his online presence to the next level by signing to a new boy band called Why Don't We? Sort of a One Direction type group capitalizing on the parasocial teenage buzz of 5 internet singer guys.
So let's meet the guys. We've got Jonah, Zach, Corbin, Jack, and Daniel. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
It's so nice to have you here. We've got girls on the side.
I just want to do this for them.
And one of the boys was on American Idol. One had a Shawn Mendes cover go super viral on YouTube. 2 were on the YouNow and SoundCloud wave of the era. So when they all came together in 2016, they were full steam ahead, baby, on the MagCon Vine train of the internet, the music boy band world.
MagCon is my bae. Yeah, MagCon is my day.
So out of all of them, you're probably most familiar with Daniel Seavey, who's still very popular online for his live loops and musical content. 1, 2, 3, I hear to listen to bells ringing. But today we're talking about Jack Avery, the literal survivor of Gabbie Gonzalez's heartless plot. It is wild. Before Why Don't We? That's a band name. I had personally never heard of them before looking into this story, and I think that band name sucks. But it's just my opinion. You could love it, and who cares? You love it, I don't love it. I'm just being very unserious. Jack Avery was posting covers on his YouTube channel all throughout high school, racking up hundreds of thousands of views and more than 200,000 subscribers. He was already finding success on his own, but after joining forces with other members of Why Don't We, his fame reached a whole new level, turning his life completely upside down in what he thought was a good way. Behind the scenes of Why Don't We's viral success was music industry veteran Randy Phillips, who had worked with icons like Prince and also Michael Jackson. But Randy's alleged harmful control over the boy group was so intense that it most likely contributed to the tension surrounding Jack Avery and Gabbie Gonzalez's very public relationship as young teens, that eventually made her insert adjective to describe what in the she does later on. But we'll get to that in a minute.
I got your milkies. Since you want to act like a baby.
First, how did Gabbie Gonzalez, some random girl from Florida, end up connecting with a rising pop star just as his career was exploding? Well, Jack and Gabbie have told slightly different versions of their origin story, but the basic outline is largely the same.
So when I was 16, I started dating Jack. So I knew him when he was 14. We didn't meet until I was 16. I met him in California. My mom came with me so I could meet him because I was just like so head over heels, and my parents were trying to like not hold me back because then they're like, then she'll, they didn't want me to like run away or whatever, which I wouldn't have. So my mom came with me so I could meet him, and I was just so excited. Like, again, he said all the right things. Like, he was in a boy band. Like, I got to meet his band members. I thought everyone was so cool and so nice, and I was like, and they all like smoked and drank. I didn't really do that, and I was just kind of like, oh, is this what cool people do? Like,
I met this girl. She was 16 at the time. I was 18, but we had been talking since I was like 15 and she was 13. So like we had known each other for a while. And finally one day like she comes to LA, we hang out, finally meet each other, and then boom, like that's where we started dating.
While Jack's boy band era was taking off, he and Gabbie became a very public couple, like as you'd expect. And this is a big but, like a big old, I like big butts. And someone in the story will lie, but I like big butts and I cannot lie. No, I'm trying to make a serious point here, okay? Jack and Gabbie became a very public couple, but they were also still kids, like One Republic, back when we were kids. No? Okay, whatever. I like that song. As Jack's following grew, all of his obsessed fans naturally became obsessed with her as well, as, kind of Jack Avery's girlfriend, which turned into a couple's named Jabbie, which slowly but surely gained her a big following as well. It's like kind of also industry 101, whether it was a designed relationship or not.
Are you and Gabbie a thing? Yeah, we're a thing.
So Why Don't We took off quickly. That's a sentence if you just heard it. Why Don't We took off quickly. You could see why I don't love the name, but who cares? They took off very quickly, and in 2017, it was a wild year for them. They collabed with Logan Paul on a song, which, okay, hear me out. I almost gagged saying that, okay? I get it, but like at the time in 2017, that was clout. So they collabed with Logan Paul on a song, if you can call it that. He was dressed as a minion for some reason. Girl, what you trying to do? That same year, they also did a song with Macklemore when he wasn't busy popping some tags. God, I hate being social. They released 5 EPs and had over 100 million views on YouTube. Some fans claimed that they were even being overworked in these early years, and I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? I've been in the industry. If you are rising to fame of any level and degree, I guarantee, and if you have a label or management agency, I guarantee you that they are absolutely overworking you. And you just gotta, if you want it, then you gotta, in a lot of ways, put up with a lot of shit, because somebody else will put up with it for you and they will oust you and put someone else right in there. That doesn't make it okay, that's just the way the industry is. All of this to say, Jack Avery was essentially juggling 2 very public relationships, one with Why Don't We and one with his girlfriend, Gabbie Gonzalez. And as kids, they didn't necessarily have the tools to navigate that uncomfortable overlap in the healthiest way, right?
Are you dating? Like, if you guys are dating someone, are you gonna announce it to the world? Like,
Probably not.
you like when say you have a boyfriend in school, right? Are you gonna tell everyone in your school you have a boyfriend? Probably not.
Why is somebody asking are Jack and Gabbie still dating? No, Gabbie's just in my home, just randomly, and her and Jack are totally apart, and they each other.
What made it even more toxic? The fact that the boy band members were allegedly forced by their management to hide their relationships at all costs. So actually, this wasn't one of those industry things.
I think it was like a week later, they got super angry, mean texts, delete everything. Delete all of this, like, delete everything. You cannot have girlfriends. Like, why would you want girlfriends anyway? Like, you're a pop star. You can live your life. Like, I'll get you into Kylie Jenner's party. You can have any chick you want. Like, also, like, not true. But they had really good, loyal girlfriends. Like, we were all loyal. We were all sweet. We were all just like, we're just in love. Like, why are people so mean? So our relationship just had to get shut down, basically. Couldn't post anything. One time I posted a picture laying in his lap, and you could see his tattoo. And he got a text within a minute saying she better delete that or else, like, like, we'll kick you out of the band if she doesn't delete it. Like, we'll do this to you if she doesn't delete it.
I'm inclined to believe Gabbie on this one because boy bands tend to be like strategic marketing machines for young fans who think they still have a chance with their, like their idol crush. Like, the girls and the gays and the days are like, oh my gosh, these boys are so cute. I think I can date one. Let me just go to a show and maybe they'll notice me, right? They're kind of playing off of like that whole thing.
Hey, it's Future Me here. You've probably seen me pop in a couple of times. So as I've been going through this story, there's something about it that was obviously, at least for me, unsettling, and I had a lot of questions. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the crimes and the charges and things that are going to happen in this story, but it's in relation to their ages. Maybe some of you were also like, hey, what's happening here? But I had to put my own biases in check. I'm coming from a perspective of what I have survived as a teen that I've talked about in the past, and I don't love any of this whatsoever. I do not love the parents flying her like across the country to meet him, but we also know that they met when he was 15, so she was 13, and I don't know the full extent of their communications. Now, we do know that it seems that all of the family members, or at least the family members that have been discussed, were all on board with them dating. And instead of me making snap judgments, I wanted to understand more about how the law works. So there's multiple states that are going to be at play in this story, California, Florida, and Hawaii. So the age of consent is 18 in California and Florida, but it is age 16 in Hawaii. And there is something called Romeo and Juliet laws. Now, I know we're not doing a deep dive here, so but I can't resist getting a little bit more information. So we're just gonna have a little dip on this, because Romeo and Juliet law is a statutory provision that provides a close in age exception, meaning they're close in age, like the 2 years, to statutory charges when there is a small age difference between the young adult defendant and the minor victim. They're designed to address situations that often arise in high school relationships when young people are close in age but may still fall under statutory laws. That's kind of like if you think of like maybe some of you have known someone like back in high school who was, maybe it's like a sophomore dating a senior or a junior dating a senior, and the senior turns 18 and they're having like a teenage relationship. This is designed to spare them from facing some type of charges when they're having what would otherwise be considered a teenage relationship. All states have different laws and they treat Romeo and Juliet laws differently, and not all states accept it. When I say that this is a complicated mess, it is a mess and it is exhausting, and I don't know why the laws vary so much from state to state. I'm not an attorney, obviously, so any of you watching who are legal brains, please do chime in the chat. So I do know in the state of California, because it doesn't recognize the Romeo and Juliet laws, then it would be considered a misdemeanor for an age gap that is less than 3 years. But like in Hawaii, you could be 14 with an age gap of 5 years. Yeah. I think that means a 14-year-old could have an age gap and be with a 19-year-old. And I think that is like unhinged. I have read that oftentimes, particularly like in the state of California, the prosecutors will not bring forward charges unless specifically a family member or someone close or a guardian reports it and wants to press some type of charges. I just felt like it was important to like carve that out and have a little sidebar moment on that, even though it doesn't pertain to the story, because from everything that I've seen, no family member, no guardian, no one has ever like brought forward anything, and we're like the people that we're discussing now are 24 and 26 years old. Now I will say, just because family members say that like they're cool with something doesn't necessarily mean that it should be a cool thing that's happening. I very much think that like 16 and like 17, 8, like it's very, very young to be in relationships that are intimate, and I just want people to be safe. There's our sidebar. Let's get back into the story with the murder for plot part of all of this.
So only a year after dating, Jack and Gabbie discovered she was pregnant, which is when all of the chaos of the Suspool really started to spin out of control.
So I just turned 17. I'm in Target with Emma, and I take a test, and immediately it's positive.
I was on tour, I think in Germany. She texted me and she's like, hey, can you call me after the show? And I'm like, I always call you after the show. Like, why is she telling me that? So I'm like, oh boy.
June, July, August, September, October, November. 5 months. I was already 5 months pregnant. I've been sick, and this is why I'm pregnant. And he just sat down on the phone just staring at me.
I go in my bunk on the bus and I'm like, what's up? And she's already crying. And my heart starts racing. I'm like, please don't tell me you're pregnant. Please don't tell me you're pregnant. Like, she's like, I'm pregnant.
And I was like, please don't tell anyone yet. Like, please don't tell your mom. Because, like, his mom doesn't really, like, support our relationship. Like, she'll say she loved me. I was always a threat to, like, their livelihood, which I didn't really understand either because I was just like, oh, we're going to get married and, like, whatever. But I get it now. Like, if Jack fell in love with me and married me, then he would leave them. And, like, his mom was just too in love with him.
I'm pregnant. My first initial instinct, I hung up. I hung up on her. Worst idea. Don't ever do that. Anyone who's in that situation, don't do that. But I was 19 at the time. I was so scared. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the most overwhelming thing in the world.
I run off the bus. I call my mom. I'm like, I ruined my life. I ruined my life. Like, she starts bawling her eyes out. And she's like, what'd you tell her? I was like, I hung up on her. I didn't know what to do. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, go call her back.
You're just kind of sitting there like, I just messed up my life, right? Which I understand. Like, I understand, like, feeling that way. Like, of course, like, it's scary. I'm not, like, blaming him for that or, like, anything. Immediately I get a call from his mom. I'm like, great. He already told his mom. It took, like, 2 seconds. She's just talking to me, like, saying, like, kind of, like, putting me in a corner, like, saying, like, kind of, like, blaming me, but, like, at the same time, being like, but we're here for you, all this stuff.
I went back up on the bus, and I just called her. I was like, all right, whatever you want, I'm in.
Then everyone collected themselves and said, you know what, it'll be fine. We'll take care of, like, he said he'd take care of me.
Yeah, and then it's funny, because then 10 minutes later, my sisters are calling me. They're like, we're going to be aunts? I'm like, yes, but too soon, man. Like, come on.
You were a kid one moment.
Yeah.
And literally the next moment you were an adult.
I know.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? At the beach somewhere. Doing nothing. Maybe surfing.
So Jack and Gabbie's unexpected teen pregnancy is really the bedrock for how this story escalated into the true crime cesspool that we find ourselves in today. But before we start snorkeling in that deep end, there's still a little more context that we need to wade through. The pregnancy, the dark side of Jack's career, and the building of tension that likely pushed Gabbie to, again, this place.
The allegations here are disturbing. Gabriella, known as Gabbie Gonzalez, a social media influencer, is accused in a murder-hire plot to kill her daughter's father.
So let's keep in mind, by fall 2018, Gabbie had discovered she was pregnant at just 17 years old, which is a shock for anybody. And while Jack was only 19 and in the throes of Why Don't We's debut album era, their teenage relationship was suddenly colliding with fame, secrecy, and the pressure of the music industry. And just also, I'm gonna call out in case anyone's like, she's 17 and he's 19. Typically in the law, as far as like age gaps where someone is a minor and someone is an adult, they usually give a couple of years in between where it is looked at as like not breaking the law. So there's that whole side of it. It's not the purpose of what we're getting in today. Bottom line, they get pregnant and their relationship was literally now dealing with fame, secrecy, and the pressures of the music industry. And according to Gabbie, the band's management made them keep the pregnancy a secret, despite the fact that both of their lives were becoming more public by the day. And I can't even imagine like how that sucks. That sucks for all people involved.
I heard it too, like his management was super controlling, super abusive, super horrible. Yes, Randy too. Yes, him, the one who they're glorifying so much right now. Yeah, they were both very abusive and scary. Like, I would hear stories and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, this is actually really scary. But, you know, with, I don't know how contracts and things work, but...
Now, the allegations against Why Don't We's management go way beyond just controlling the boys' image and relationships.
I think we trauma bonded as kids.
Yeah. We had no friends. No.
We weren't allowed to go anywhere
We
else.
didn't really leave. Yeah, we couldn't leave.
It's funny, too, at the time, we weren't even making enough to buy a plane ticket. I called my mom and asked her, could you buy me a plane ticket?
In 2021, they accused management of the following, quote, emotional abuse, malnourishment, and even claimed that they became, quote, prisoners. Malnourishment is intense. That alone is abuse on like every front, mental, emotional, physical. So they're claiming that they were prisoners in this contract relationship.
Yeah. The three of us, the reason we weren't the cleanest at the time was because we were crammed in this little bedroom.
One person bedroom.
Yeah. We were sharing a bed. Corbin was on an air mattress.
The bedroom was smaller than the size of the lobby.
And literally,
like,
to
lobby.
give you context,
the first few months we weren't allowed to get our own waters out of the fridge.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, we had to ask him.
And keep in mind, a couple of us are like had just turned 18 even.
Oh,
so,
children.
Like,
Zach
So,
was.
I was 15.
young, but like
15.
old enough to like.
I just want
be
like.
able to.
I just want like a Pop
Yeah,
Tart.
no, yeah.
If I
I'm
wanna.
just trying to eat a Pop Tart. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just. You couldn't just go grab a snack if you were hungry.
No.
Yeah.
And we weren't like allowed to go get our own
Dude.
food.
There are also screenshots from around this time in which Gabbie claimed Jack's sister was allegedly pressuring Gabbie to consider ending the pregnancy, which absolutely, if that's true, it's not whatsoever Jack's sister's place to say anything. That is fully Gabbie's decision to make if she does or does not want to. It is her body. And so you just see all of these like just very complicated pieces all colliding at the same time. And this whole thing, this whole show, if you will, is a lot for a young girl to go through before even turning 18 years old. It is a lot. There's a lot of grown-up adult responsibilities happening now. Okay. However, through it all, in April of 2019, Gabbie gave birth to their daughter, Lavender Avery, and they finally shared the news with the world a month later in May 2019.
We're at the hospital. It hurts right now.
Baby might be coming.
It might be coming.
I'm Gabriella, and this is Lavender.
Gabbie even posted a now deleted birth vlog on YouTube, which
I have to blog.
Hey, vlog.
I'm so excited.
I have epidural, so now I don't hate anyone.
Behind the scenes, things between Jack and Gabbie were truly starting to fall apart, though. It can't be overstated how teen motherhood can be incredibly difficult to navigate, and she was going through that in the public eye, while also a very controlling, potentially allegedly abusive management team were telling her she's not allowed to talk about it publicly with anybody. And again, meanwhile, the father was also a teen himself who was being overworked on world tours. Over the next year, they broke up amid cheating allegations, and the boy band hype continued to build.
There's just like so many moments, like Jack and I's relationship couldn't really progress because his mom just wouldn't let it. Like, she'll say she loves me or loved me, and she'll say like I was such a good girlfriend, but like that was not true. Like, she did everything to like separate us. And like I've even talked to like him about it, and like he agreed at one point, or like was kind of like, yeah, I see it, but like now it's like forget it, like his mom's a saint.
Then the C-19 pandy hit, and Gabbie temporarily returned home to Florida so her parents could help her care for the new baby, effectively limiting Jack's access to their daughter.
And that's why when people are like, she should move back to LA, it's like, why? He chose to live in LA. He's not from LA. He moved there because he's living there for his job. So I'm supposed to move where he lives because he got me pregnant at 16? That makes a lot of sense. Yes. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. If he should live his life, so should I. And if he wants to move right next door to me, he can. I told him that. I said, you can move right next door to me if you want, and Lavender can walk over every day. And he said, no, I can't because I like it here and this is where I work. Okay, that's fine. Right? That's fine. I'm not dragging him for it. Like, and who knows, like, I could live closer at some point. I don't know. I'm just living my life. I am 20 years old. I'm trying to figure out where I live, what I want to do. Like, hello?
The global shutdown also brought Jack's touring career to a screeching halt, if you can imagine, setting a new stage for the band's legal battle to escape their management.
We had billions of streams and we were on top of the world. And then, of course, COVID hits. Tours canceled and a bunch of bullshit management drama. Spending 5 years with these guys, though, really made us family.
So somehow we came to some agreement. I honestly, like, I'm telling you, like, it's so much trauma and so much to remember that sometimes I forget, especially when it comes to like the court stuff. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say or what I'm not, and like I don't want to make my lawyers mad, even though like really.
So over time, a heated custody battle for Jack and Gabbie's daughter unfolded behind closed doors, heavily involving Gabbie's father, Francisco Gonzalez, the attorney. Remember the civil rights attorney, her dad? Yeah, now he's getting involved. According to court documents, quote, on or about 2020 through 2021, defendants Gabriel Gonzalez and Francisco Gonzalez participated in a custody and visitation dispute concerning Lavender A, in which Jack Avery was repeatedly portrayed as unfit, dangerous, or harmful to Lavender A. Defendants Gabriel Gonzalez and Francisco Gonzalez used allegations concerning Jack Avery's treatment of Lavender A and the claimed failure of the family court process to encourage or justify efforts to remove Jack Avery from Lavender A's life. Now, I don't know the full scope of the claims there. I don't know the claims. I don't know of what they were saying that Jack was allegedly doing or not doing in regards to their daughter. So we kind of have to leave that there.
Gabriella Gonzalez has spoken out on social media. She's accused Jack Avery of canceling just days before he was supposed to spend time with Lavender, and she alleged that happens quite frequently, and she would air those grievances on social media.
Nothing has ever been about my child or what's best for her.
Now, on the other side of it, Jack's mom was tweeting things to rally his loyal fans against Gabbie, which is very interesting to see the mom participate in that way and like kind of lean into the parasocial fans to leverage it against the mother of your son's child. All of this, there are so many elements of this whole story that just trouble me from top to bottom. Yes, it's not considered statutory, their age difference, because their age is so very close together. But I still don't love it. Still don't love that, these teens are going through getting pregnant, because that is a lot to take in, regardless of how prepared one might think. Don't love the dad being a lawyer. Don't love these allegations against him. Don't love the mom going to the fans. I don't love anything about this, okay? Don't like it, don't love it. So she goes to Twitter, trying to rally up her son's fans, saying she's trying everything to keep her from you. It's sickening. If you only knew what he has to go through just to see her, their daughter. What's it called when someone makes it look like they are a certain way, but really it's all fake? So that's what the mom's saying.
I'm afraid of them tweeting and saying, oh, she's a horrible person. Oh, she did this, she did that. But I'm like, what could they say? Because I really don't know. I really don't know what they could actually say besides what they already say right now. Oh, she doesn't let him see her. But I'm flying there every month. I'm flying there around your schedule, around your work schedule, when you also say you're not working, but you are working, but you're not, but you are.
Y'all, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments as we go through the story how you feel about the different components of it, because it's a really complicated, messy one, and
But his family, his Avery side of the family has been nothing but kind to me. His grandmother, his grandfather, his aunt and uncles, they have treated me with such kindness and such support and respect. They have also everyone involved in this has had open communication with Lavender. No one's ever been robbed of that. Just because I put up boundaries, they are so mad at me for putting up boundaries. You put up a boundary oh my gosh, you're such a bitch for protecting yourself. Oh my gosh, you're such a bitch for protecting Lavender. Wow, she's horrible. She's such a horrible person.
There's a little public reporting on exactly what their custody arrangement looked like, especially since Jack and Gabbie were never legally married. But based on what we do have access to, it wasn't pretty or straightforward. It was this increasingly contentious legal back and forth that allegedly pushed Gabbie and her father down a path where, in their what at least becomes twisted minds, they believed trading Jack's life was their only option.
Lavender is what this entire case revolves around. It's about control of Lavender, and Gabriella's family was deeply involved in that.
The minute the stakes are high and two people cannot see eye to eye on what to do about the child, that's when things get ugly and they get dangerous. According to court documents, Gabriella and her father felt very strongly that Jack was not a good influence and they didn't want Jack in the picture.
Yeah, it literally went from 0 to 1,000 in moments in this story.
My parents have been silent too, because my parents were trying to do what was best for him this whole time and protect him this whole time.
The couple was reportedly in a bitter custody dispute over their now 7-year-old child. The 24-year-old, with nearly 1 million combined followers on TikTok and Instagram, was in a Los Angeles courtroom this afternoon.
So to escape the drama of Los Angeles, Gabbie moved to Hawaii in 2020, settling there full-time by 2021 to begin a new life as a single mom who's in love with surfing. But while she was hanging 10 in paradise, she also began surfing in the cesspool of the dark web. I'm just saying to you, if you find yourself, whatever's going on in your world, if you find yourself now on the dark web, you've taken a wrong turn somewhere, okay? Make a U-turn, make a left at the tree, turn left, maybe turn left at the rock, okay? We've gone off course. Based on her social media presence at the time and still to this day, you might believe that this was a fresh start for Gabbie, one filled with serenity. You're in Hawaii. It's beautiful. You've got peace and a small community helping her raise her daughter. But quietly, in the background, her feelings towards Jack Avery and the legal system obstructing her ability to have full custody started to really take shape and then boiled over into discussions of violence.
Oh, completely. I don't
For
even
sure.
think Hawaii would be like
Oh my gosh,
a single
not-
mom's
of
like
course.
first like
Yeah,
destination
place to go.
place. Yeah.
I just wanted to just go restart my life, and that's where I wanted to do it. So I just went.
That's the dream.
I know, and it was literally pure magic. Like, of course, I was going through like some hard things with like my daughter's dad, but aside from that, it was pure magic.
And on the tropical island of Kauai, 3 new characters entered her story. 3 people who would soon become key players as her timeline grew increasingly dark. First, her new love interest, a man named Cody Claiborne she met early on during her time in Hawaii. She unofficially married Cody in 2022, meaning not actually legally, and thank God, because they separated only 2 years later in 2024.
After being a single mom for 2.5 years, I rushed into a relationship because I was really hoping for that physical and emotional support, as most single parents desperately want and need. Plus, I just really wanted to be in a happy, healthy, secure relationship. When it was clear that the relationship was not going to work out long term, I was terrified to leave because I was terrified of being alone again.
Second was her new best friend, a woman named McKenzie Bergeson, Gabbie's roommate and alleged live-in nanny who helped her raise Lavender.
I know it's affected relationships because they're like, what, like, how can I help her if she's so hurt? But I am doing better. I'm trying my best. Like, for the first time ever, I'm in like a happy like relationship where someone treats me with kindness and respect, and treats Lavender with kindness and respect, and he even treats Jack with kindness and respect. Like,
and finally, third person, her surf instructor and sticky wax situationship, a young man named Kai Koderi who became a prime suspect in orchestrating the hit on Jack Avery. When Gabbie's new life in Hawaii seemed perfect on social media, these new characters were either witnesses or accomplices in Gabbie's this turn that she took, this dark plot to hire a hitman.
We're going to the beach again today, and yeah, hopefully I vlog it, so.
And shockingly, Gabbie's master plan started to unfold actually as early as 2021, according to court documents.
I feel like I make it look so easy. Like, I make it look just
definitely.
like, I can kind of like do whatever, do this and that, but I'm like, it ain't that easy. And like, I'm like, I post the highlights, girl. Like, it's a highlight reel out here. It feels like that experience is a little tainted for me, like being on Hawaii, just for that reason. But all my friends are just like, just come back. Like you need to come and like relive it again. Like, forget it. It's just like a blur. Like, you know, like it's fine. Like, we got your back. Like, everyone's here for you. Like
we're all ready to fight.
Yeah,
like,
everyone's ready.
I'm ready to fight in Florida. They're ready to fight in Hawaii. Like,
Exactly,
we're
so
all banding together.
Fine.
In November 2022, Gabbie's new pretend husband, Cody, came home to find a swarm of cop cars and agents surrounding their Kauai home, blocking his entrance as Gabbie was questioned inside. He was shocked and, most of all, clueless. That's what he says, at least. Cody told TMZ, quote, "The FBI searched our home on November 16th, 2020, which was the first time I caught light of the whole situation." And he recorded it, too.
You have any guns on you? Okay. We're FBI? Stop. We have the scene.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I talk to my wife?
We can arrange that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, please step back. You're good. All right. We can arrange that, man. You can't come up here and charge it.
Okay, you have to understand. I just don't know what's going on. I just came up from work. Heard that you guys were here.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I can't even fathom you show up and like there's just a full ass like FBI raid going on at the house and they're like, yeah, you can't be here. That's crazy.
I just want to make sure she's okay.
That's fine. She's okay. She is not in handcuffs. She's talking to people up there right now. Okay. So right now we have, like I said, we have a search warrant. We can see that it was signed by a judge. Okay. All right.
Like literally, they're like, we have a search. This is terrifying. Like if you genuinely don't know what's going on whatsoever, this is terrifying.
We have people inside that just need to document everything. So we need to make sure that you don't have anything on us that can hurt us there.
I have nothing.
Okay?
Yeah,
All
I just
right.
came from work.
That's fine. Cool. Okay. And you as well? No knives, no nothing like that? Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So what we can do?
Can I see the search warrant paperwork real quick?
We will get you the search warrant paper. So
that is a smart thing to ask. I will say, like, if you're in a situation, I hope you will never find yourself in a situation like this, but if you were in a situation, or I'll frame it more like this, because there is just really dangerous stuff going on within the government and stuff. And if someone shows up at your house and says that, hey, let us in, we're going to search, always demand to see the search warrant before any conversation whatsoever happens.
The way the law reads in this, we don't have to provide it right now. As we secure the scene, we can't provide it to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Crazy. Now, during this sweep, quote, agents seized 12 items during the operation, including a MacBook, several iPhones, SD cards, and thumb drives, suggesting investigators were aggressively hunting for potential digital evidence. The warrant, signed by a U.S. magistrate judge in Honolulu, authorized federal agents to search the property after investigators said they established probable cause connected to the case.
What's even more awkward is after I took that break, I had to take another one for my mental health. My hair grew out, I am no longer married, and I am back living with my parents in Florida. That's life at 22 for you.
Can you imagine that cybersecurity agent's face when they had to sift through like 400 videos of like selfies? Or that would be a wild investigation.
What the hell? What the helly? What the helly? What the helliante? What the helly on? What the helly berry?
Sorry, a little dark humor helps me get through the stories. This is a lot for a story. Is that okay, Susan? We okay? Okay, let's continue. Back to it. So there are two key documents that lay out the entire chilling timeline of how Gabbie attempted to have Jack unalived. First, there's the 2025 LA County extradition warrant for Gabbie, published on courthousenews.com. Second is a 2026 LA County affidavit filed in support of the arrest warrant for her dad, Francisco. So, of what the hell happened here? Gabbie's extradition warrant details the custody battle between Jack and Gabbie, then really starts to get into the communication with Gabbie's father, Francisco, and her surf instructor, Kai. So, quote, on or about February 2021 through April 2021, defendant Gabrielle Gonzalez communicated allegations concerning Jack Avery and the custody dispute to defendant Kai Cordray? Is it Cordray? We're going with Cordray. Defendant, notice there, defendant Kai, causing Cordray to become involved in the conflict and to believe that action outside the court system was necessary. Meaning, she's talking to Kai and she's like, hey, here's what I'm alleging Jack was doing in regards to being a bad dad, to put it like very loosely. And Kai's like, oh, I hear what you're saying, and we need to handle this outside of anything that's legal. Okay, so on or about March 22nd, 2021 at approximately 4:48 p.m. Eastern Time, defendant Francisco Gonzalez wrote in a Gonzalez family group communication, call Barca never too early. It's like a grimacy smile face, referring to Dustin Barca, a former professional fighter and boxing trainer in Kauai. So he's talking about call the boxer, call the fighter, call the guy who can beat things. The guy can beat things. Okay, call that guy. On or about March 23rd, 2021, at approximately 5:26 p.m. Hawaii time, defendant Kai texted Dustin Barca and asked when he could come by to talk about what they had discussed after a boxing lesson. So, on or about March 23rd, 2021, defendant Gabriela Gonzalez, was I saying Gabrielle? Gabriela. I may have, sometimes letters and things with me, they switch up a little bit. Gabriela Gonzalez, accompanied by defendant Kai, attempted to recruit Dustin to threaten, scare, or force Jack Avery off Kauai. So they wanted to physically threaten him to leave the island. That's where they're going with this. On or about October 2020 through May 2021, defendant Gabriela Gonzalez repeatedly discussed wanting Jack Avery dead. It escalated to dead. I don't just want him away from the island, out of the island. I want him dead, and discussed hiring a hitman to kill him. So, yeah, like I said, escalates very, very dark. So, who is this Dustin, this Barca guy? Dustin is, I'm just gonna go by first names. Dustin is a former MMA fighter and is a boxing trainer on Kauai, where he was known as a local legend for both fighting and surfing. He most likely knew Gabbie either through Kai or other surf connections on the island. And this dude is actually kind of a badass.
You want Dustin Barca, Kilauea, Kauai.
Barca finds himself
in trouble here with time ticking away, but Barca now doing a good job pushing, hops away, and they're back on their feet. And Barca will do what Barca's been doing in round 3.
But while Dustin Barca was an interesting character in their initial plans to simply intimidate Jack Avery, he ultimately never got involved, which is lucky for him and good for him and way to go to not, you shouldn't get involved. May I chime in with it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poise and rationality? Ha! Well, imagine. Sorry, I need a quick emo rock break, but back to the Suspool, because around this time from April into May 2021 is when things started getting real sus. Quote, on or about March 2021 through April 2021, defendants Gabriella and Kai discussed using the dark web and Bitcoin to hire someone to kill Jack Avery in Los Angeles and discussed making the act appear to be an accident. So not only are they discussing, plotting, and planning, they also wanted to appear like it was very accidental. Back to it. On or about March 2021 through May 2021, defendant Gabriella supplied defendant Kai with identifying information concerning Jack Avery for use in the murder for hire plot. I cannot fucking imagine. We started the story in the FBI just like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, Jack, so by the way, you know that girl and you like have a child with and all that. So here's what she's been doing. That would be insane, right? Back to the quote. On or about April 26, 2021, defendant Francisco Gonzalez, so her dad, Gabbie's dad, caused approximately $10,000 to be transmitted to defendant Kai as front money for Kai to use in locating, hiring, and paying someone to kill Jack Avery. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being the person who's like willing to take a life or willing to coordinate the taking of a life for like $10,000 or less? Because like, what is he getting a finder's fee and then he's finding someone and then he's giving it? Like, that is so deeply unhinged. I don't mean to put a value on life because life is priceless, but $10,000, like I'm just, if someone was like, hey, there was like a murder for hire and they were gonna pay someone like $8,000 to $10,000, I'd be like, that's it? That's it? Like, excuse me? Seriously, like all jokes aside, to think that people are capable of even considering ending someone's life like this, like plotting and planning, right? And no matter how difficult things are, no matter what was or wasn't going on in the custody thing, I don't know what the circumstances are, so I can't comment on that. Think about what you're doing to the kid that you're gonna like just end their father's life. They're gonna find out. And then they have to live with that. They have to live with it. My mom coordinated to have my dad killed, right? Back to the quote. On or about May 4th, 2021, defendant Kai transferred approximately $5,000 to a Gemini cryptocurrency account. So it sounds like he found someone who was going to do it for $5,000. Sorry, this is 10, $5,000. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't imagine this period at any amount of money, but can you imagine being so fucking cheap? $5,000? Yeah, $5,000. I'll just like end someone's life and then like carry that for the rest of your life and then hope that you don't get caught, I would imagine would be your hope. And then and then what are you gonna do? Blow that $5,000 on some used car that's only gonna drive for a year? I don't understand. I don't understand that. So while Gabbie and her paddle pal, surf pal Kai were scheming with Gabbie's dad, she was still posting online. If you can fucking imagine, she's literally plotting to end the life of the father of her child. And she's still posting on social media. All right, let's look at this caption here. April 22nd, 2021, 2 years of growing, learning, and loving. Growing, learning, and loving. And plotting. Growing, learning, loving, and plotting. Each day that goes by, this little girl, talking to her about her daughter, teaches me so much. Sometimes I can't even believe I get to be her mama. 2 years of cuddles, hugs, kisses. Can't wait to see all the wonderful things this little one is going to do. There are ways to ensure that you can see your little girl grow up, and the trajectory of all of this was not it. I love you, sweet flower. Let your light shine through this world as it has through so many people's hearts and lives. Becoming your mother has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. But I don't know, maybe she like got it in her mind that she was like really defending her child somehow, some way or something. I don't know. It's a terrible situation.
So in April 2021, I need you to read this this post because it is the month that their daughter turned 2 years old. That is when Gabbie allegedly enlisted the help of her boyfriend at the time to try to make some contacts to unalive Jack Avery. So in September 2021, she happened to have a bunch of partnerships with Amazon, one of them including her father, who is also alleged to have given the money to the boyfriend at the time.
I think that's the father in the picture there.
To pay this alleged hitman. Can you imagine posting things like this? 15-year-old me would be so proud.
That's so actually just darkly disturbing. It's disturbing. This whole story is just like, what in the hell is going on? What in the hell was going on between these two people? This is still not the answer to that, because now the child is not going to have her mom around because she's going to be dealing with law enforcement, and the child is going to then go through foster care and like all of this wild.
And you think you just gave money to someone to unalive your baby daddy, the child's father who you were holding in this picture.
It is so intense on so many levels. I don't know how to explain this.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
So she was keeping things aloha on the grid, but Kai was getting deeper into the dark web than a QAnon spider. Here's a quote. On or about May 22nd, 2021, defendant Kai, using the alias Lizard King 69, because of course, I don't even have the energy. Lizard King 69 instructed the dark web murder for hire site and/or its participants that Jack Avery should be killed by whatever method was easiest, including a shooting or staged accident. How you're gonna do a bang bang and then you're gonna call that an accident? Stupid people having access to the dark web is a very scary thing. On or about June 4th, 2021, the dark web plot site and/or its administrator demanded an additional $4,000 from defendant Kai using the alias Lizard King 69 to send an expert hitman to kill Jack Avery. Ooh, they're negotiating. The Goyles are negotiating, everyone. $4,000, $5,000 isn't gonna do it, babe. I need another $4,000, okay? I'm high priced. Yeah. And then there's Lizard King 69. This is a dark web username for a hit we're talking about. Why does it sound like a Fortnite gamer tag?
Am I like an evil person? Oh my God. I mean, absolutely. Do I not tell you that enough? You are like the most evil guy I know, man.
At what point do you stop and maybe think to yourself, yeah, maybe this isn't a good idea. It's probably going too far. Anyway.
I'm now by myself again, and it has been incredibly empowering, incredibly hopeful, and I don't know, I learned that I just need me.
The whole time they were playing themselves because the person they believed they were hiring on the dark web for a hit was an undercover agent. Shocking. Quote, on or about September 19th, 2021, in Los Angeles County, California, an undercover FBI agent posing as a hitman and physically located in Los Angeles County spoke by telephone with defendant Kai concerning the planned murder of Jack Avery. Why in the f are you doing this, by the way? Why are you willing to do this for somebody else, too? That's the other thing, is like, this Kai guy, it's like, why? If she comes to you and says, hey, so like, there's this guy and I would just really, really actually like, if he didn't exist anymore, maybe you say no thank you. I'm just saying. Maybe you do that instead. During the September 19th call, defendant Kai confirmed to the undercover FBI agent that Jack Avery was the target for the plot and discussed payment and proof of death with the undercover FBI agent. You are so fucked. You are so fucked. And honestly, rightfully so.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And I just think about, like, you know what's so funny to me? On Kai's Hilo Athletics profile, he says his favorite movie is 21 Jump Street, which is literally about undercover cops posing as college students in a sting operation. So I just feel like maybe you should have learned something. Not that I'm giving advice to people, just don't do something like this, okay? It's reserved for like self-defense only. Just please don't. But all of this scheming wasn't happening in a vacuum. Remember Gabbie's roommate, McKenzie, who I mentioned earlier? Well, according to Gabbie's dad's 2026 LA County arrest warrant affidavit, McKenzie Ferry was allegedly witnessing everything that was going down. Yeah, Quote, Ferry, McKenzie, stated that Gabriella and Kai discussed using the dark web and paying in Bitcoin, and that her dad, Gabby's dad, Francisco, was the source of the money used in the effort. So the dad was like, yeah, you know what I think? I think we should kill this young man. I think we should just go ahead and do it. I think I'm a lawyer. I should know better, but I don't. And I think let's just, you know what? I'll fund the operation. I'll be the executive producer of this situation, okay? I'll bankroll it. It'll be fine. Just hide it in Bitcoin. It'll be fine, okay? It'll be fine. Oh, wow.
My parents are warriors. They're fighters. They're gonna fight for their kids. They don't care what anyone says. If you say my mom's being petty, like, do you think my mom cares? My mom's birthed 4 children, and she doesn't care. Trust me. My parents have been silent too because my parents were trying to do what was best for him this whole time, and protect him this whole time.
Back to the quote. Ferry further stated the intended killing was discussed as occurring in Los Angeles and being made to look like a car accident. So that's a thing. And in perhaps one of the most disturbing details of the story, Jack Avery revealed in his September 2025 Zach Sang interview that back on the mainland, the FBI showed up at his door sometime after their raid on Gabby's home to warn him that someone was trying to have him taken out. According to Jack, that warning sent him into a tailspin of relapse and paranoia.
And so, yeah, we end up talking, and someone hired someone to kill me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I feel like there was rumblings about this.
Yeah.
And nobody really...
Yeah, I've never talked about this ever. But I'm just like, fuck.
Okay, you guys, welcome to my course on how to tell if he's a good man. Most likely he is not. The first thing you're going to look at, and I know this sounds obvious, but girl, why are you still with him?
Now, while it may seem strange and scary, and maybe to some people a little unnecessary of the FBI to alert Jack Avery the way they did, that someone had put a hit on him, it's actually required by federal law under the Victims' Rights and Restitution Act, which is something that I did not know, so I think that's good to know. It states the following, quote, during the investigation and prosecution of a crime, a responsible official shall provide the victim of the earliest possible notice of the status of the investigation of the crime to the extent it is appropriate to inform the victim and to the extent that it will not interfere with the investigation. Like I literally cannot imagine getting this kind of information.
Just open the door with my shirt off, like, hey guys, what's up? Like, and they're like, are you Jack Avery? And for a second I was like, oh, because they're like, yeah, we're the FBA. That's what I thought I heard. I thought I heard them say FBA, and I was like, oh, it's like some homeowners thing. Like, I don't know.
FBA, homeowner, HOA? Or I think he means HOA.
And I was like, yeah, I'm Jack. And then they're like, okay, like blah, blah, blah. And as I start talking, my mom comes around. She's like, hey, what's going on? Is everything fine? And then they drop their badges and they're like, we're the FBI. We would like to talk to Jack. We can. And my mom, she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, is everything fine? Like, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, Jack hasn't done anything wrong. We think he's a victim of something.
There's no way that you can prepare for that. There's no way that you can anticipate something like that. Or I don't think any of us would know how we would mentally process and respond to that in that exact moment. You know what I mean? In the instant of the moment, other than potentially just being shocked, stunned, tell me more, what's going on? What's happening? Am I safe? I can't even imagine.
And I'm like, keep in mind, like anxiety, right? Anxiety's just starting to feel a little better.
He's referencing again anxiety that he had talked about developing because of everything that they went through in the music industry and the management and stuff, and feeling like that was very abusive, malnourishment, all of these types of very like torturous types of things that they were alleging were being done to them.
So as this happens, I'm like, bro, like not something else, bro. And so, yeah, we end up talking and someone hired someone to kill me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you know? Do you know who was trying to have you assassinated?
Imagine like also just hanging on to that and like never talking about it. And also there's only going to be so much that he could say if it's an active case going on.
I can't speak on a lot, but that traumatized me. And, you know,
I mean, duh.
It turned me.
I like how men, when like a guy shares like I was traumatized, I like how men are just like, duh. I mean, duh. Like, no shit. No shade on the host, but yeah, trauma would be a next level thing. And again, I'm still always going to reserve. I don't know the circumstances around his relationship and the the custody stuff, right? Again, I would never say that justifies like he's living elsewhere and then she's just plotting and planning and the dad is plotting and planning and then they're hiring a guy to plot and plan and like all of this stuff. None of that is okay. I just don't know what in her brain, but there are still so many unanswered questions. That's what I'm getting at. How did we get to this point? And we'll see what they're gonna flesh out. We'll see how this kind of ultimately plays out with the cases.
Bro, like I stayed in my house for like a month straight. I didn't leave. And I was so scared. I was looking out my window every night. There's times where on my Ring camera, I saw like people dressed in all black walking up the street. Totally normal, right?
And like imagine, because it's not that he's looking for her to show up at the doorstep and do something. It's that she has actively, and her father have actively tried to hire somebody. Some random person, you have no idea who they are, what they look like, how old they are, nothing. And they could just show up at any moment. Or you could be going for a walk, or they can mess with like the car, or like, it's just, that is a level of terror that is just insane.
But for me, I was so paranoid, like who knows, like I'm home alone right now. My family's out, like what if they just pull up? What if they know I'm here? So I go on my roof. I'm literally hiding on my roof. And it was my neighbors the whole time.
It's just like that you just go up.
But dude, yeah, and that turned into a whole thing. Like I started drinking so much, like definitely abused alcohol. And I'm just now getting better at that. Like that took a while.
Wow, it's a lot. There's a lot to unpack with this story, and we still have limited information so far. This sucks. This is bad. It sucks. It sucks. Now, while Jack was rightfully crashing out, for lack of a better word, Francisco Gonzalez and Kai were using fake invoices to transfer their large sums of money to the undercover FBI agent, who was playing them like a fiddle. Quote, Kai sent Francisco Gonzalez a $4,000 invoice through his Site Whisperer business, and that Francisco later paid that amount. The charge appeared in Francisco's subpoenaed bank records. This is where this has to be like the lawyer dad was like, okay, we could do this by just create an invoice, okay, but invoice it for something else so that we can like have a paper trail of why this money is like exchanging hands and stuff. Now, Kai later stated that he did not actually perform web development services and believed the invoice purpose was a cover. Now, all in all, Francisco and Kai sent this undercover agent a total of around $15,000 between cryptocurrencies and cash, according to these documents. Meanwhile, in the other room, Gabbie was making TikToks like this. Yeah. All of this led up to the search warrant and swarming of Gabbie and her fake husband Cody's house in 2022. And after that, the feds were in, collecting more and more evidence so that they could make their arrest. They even were recording phone calls. Quote, on or about October 20, 2022, defendant Gabriela Gonzalez spoke with the defendant Kai during a recorded call about the supposed hitman's communications and discussed how to respond to the threat of exposure. You know how you respond to it? You cancel. You don't do it. You don't even approach doing this in the first place. Girl, The
feds handed over their evidence to the LA County Sheriff's Office at some point after the investigation in 2022, and that's when they started to re-interview the witnesses and start their own case in LA County as opposed to making this a federal case. Now, obviously, it still seems like it took a long amount of time from when that happened, from 2022 to 2026, but it's my understanding that the feds just didn't think there was enough to charge her and her dad federally.
Now, over the course of the next 4 years, from 2022 to 2026, law enforcement continued collecting evidence and building their case. 4 years is a very, very, very long time. Gabbie and her, because what if they were like, you know what? I don't want to go with this one hitman. I would like to go with a different one. What if they changed their mind and then just actually found someone else? That is terrifying. Gabbie and her faux husband, Cody, during that time, broke up, and Gabbie kept up her perfectly polished facade online, posting TikToks.
What's even more awkward is after I took that break, I had to take another one for my mental health. My hair grew out, I am no longer married, and I am back living with my parents in Florida. That's life at 22 for you.
She was also posting Instagram pics of her beautiful life in Hawaii.
How have you been? Just let the audience know.
I'm good. I am really good.
Anyways, but hopefully, is the guy worth it? In the end, or no?
I don't know. This is the question of the day, right?
She even posted this foreshadowing self-report Instagram reel just 12 days before she was finally arrested on May 15th, 2026.
And then you have men. They don't change, girl. They don't. They won't for you, and they won't for themselves, and they won't for their children. So, like, what you see is what you get. Their shit is not yours to clean up. It's for them to clean up. And if they're not willing to clean it up, then you need to go move on with somebody who's gonna present glittery, sparkly diamonds to you. Not shit. Like, the fuck? Am I a fly? No, I'm a queen bee. Queen bees like honey. Queen bees like other queen bees. He's ugly and he doesn't know anything. You're amazing. And you're so smart and wise and brilliant. Don't you want to be with someone wise, smart, and brilliant that, like, compliments you?
Now, Gabbie Gonzalez was finally detained at the McKinleyville airport in Northern California and booked in Humboldt County, giving us this addition to our wall of influencer mugshots, okay? This happened before being transferred to LA County.
LA prosecutors accusing a TikTok star of trying to hire somebody off the dark web to kill her ex while they're in the middle of a bad custody battle.
Prosecutors alleging Gonzalez teamed up with the now ex Kai Cordry and her father, Florida attorney Francisco Gonzalez, to surveil the pop star and orchestrate a plan to kill him.
New at 5, a bizarre case unfolding after a Florida lawyer and his social media influencer daughter are accused of plotting to murder an LA man. A Hawaiian man is also caught up in this plot.
Her father, Francisco, was arrested just a few days later on May 18th in Seminole County, Florida.
The man accused in this plot is a well-known attorney right here in Seminole County. I spoke to one of his co-workers today at his firm who says he is shocked, describing Francisco as a kind Christian man devoted to community service. But court documents paint a very different picture.
According to My News LA, Kai was in Japan when the charges were filed, so, you know, he booked a flight back to LA to get booked. As for Gabbie's ex, Cody Claiborne, well, he's keeping things saltier than the Pacific Ocean. He posted Gabbie's mugshot on Instagram, writing, quote, "Karma," so I think we know how he feels. Now, the troublesome trio are all currently facing charges of conspiracy to commit murder in LA County. And at Gabbie's arraignment hearing, prosecutors disclosed another disturbing detail, according to TMZ, that, quote, Gabbie Gonzalez, her dad, and her boyfriend wanted proof Jack Avery was no longer living, prosecutors claim, and allegedly asked for it in the form of his pinky finger. After the deed was done and his life was ended, she wanted his pinky finger as proof. How f***ed up is that?
Yes, when a person, you have no contact, stay away from the protected person's person as well. That means you to stay 100 yards away and have no contact with Jack Avery or Lavender A.
As of May 22nd, Gabbie paid her $2 million bail. That's gonna take a lot of sponsored posts to pay for it, girl. Is the dark web running ads these days? I don't know. TMZ reported the following, quote, the judge set a series of conditions for Gabbie's release during her arraignment on Thursday on top of the $2 million, including mandated GPS monitoring in order to stay away from her daughter and the child's father, Jack Avery, and in order not to post about the criminal case on social media. It's funny, you gotta tell an influencer, don't post about this.
You're not to communicate via social media regarding this case at this time, and also you're not to make posts regarding the any prospective witnesses or new witnesses or the protected persons in this case at this time. And this is something the council and the court agreed upon could be revisited on the July 23rd date.
And therein, like, as I read through that sentence really quickly, like, therein lies the peak awfulness, right? It's obviously peak to just be like plotting and planning to end someone's life, and then you want a pinky finger and you want all this proof, and it's someone you were with, fine. You break up, fine. I don't know what happened there. The custody thing, don't know the full details of what happened there. But now you've left your child without you as a mother. That's where this went. The child now does not have her mother, because her mother tried to do this and did this in a lot of ways. And that is really awful. That's really terrible for the child. Now, TMZ is very nosy ass, even had boots on the ground at the courthouse, ready to film her walking out of there. So there's a big group hug going on. And they're just, acting like paparazzi. Like, this is just, there's so much to unpack in this whole thing. Here she is, though, out on bail, plotted to do a very, very terrible thing. And I don't know how this is, like, I don't know how this is gonna play out, right? Like, I don't know, is there gonna be like a Betty Broderick moment? I'm reserving the right to not formulate an entire opinion about all of the elements of the story because we just don't know enough. Again, I'm just like pulling just things out of thin air that don't mean anything, right? Don't take this as me saying that this is what happened whatsoever. I'm just like trying to come up with where could this possibly go? And it might just be as simple as it is laid out currently with the evidence. Or is she gonna claim that he was harming their daughter? Or I don't think they haven't released any type of evidence suggesting anything remotely like that, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know this is a bad, bad, messy story. Now, Kai and Francisco Gonzalez are still currently being held in jail awaiting trial. Kai remains in custody on a $2 million bail, while Francisco was extradited from Florida to LA and denied bail entirely. So she's out on bail. Dad denied bail. Other guy didn't make bail. Their criminal case is still in its early stages, but
Francisco Gonzalez appeared in front of a Seminole County judge Tuesday afternoon where he waived his extradition.
If you waive, you will be consenting to be voluntarily transferred in custody to California.
So Jack is now filed for full custody of their daughter, and TMZ reported in the docs obtained by TMZ, Jack says the daughter was staying with a foster family after Gabbie was arrested on Friday, and he says he flew up to Northern California to take care of her. When he arrived, he says he was told Lavender made comments blaming him for his mom's arrest, and he alleges Gabbie has been trashing him in front of their kid, and that is a tragedy. That shouldn't happen. Full stop. Trashing the partner to the child is never going to result in anything healthy for that kid, in my opinion. And I think that's just all very, very sad. It's heartbreaking to remember that at the center of all of this chaos is an innocent 7-year-old who hasn't known stability maybe her whole life, being alienated from her father for whatever the reasons, who was almost completely taken away from her permanently. And I do hope in time she can learn to find peace and trust in her father, if he is a trustworthy guy and a good father figure, and I really hope that he is, and that he takes precious care of his daughter if he does get custody of her. And I hope that justice is served to these people who thought that taking a life and ending a life, paying someone to do it, was a solution.
Whenever like my daughter's dad would come and visit and like have his time with my daughter, I would go to Oahu and like see my friends. And so I was living like this double life of like full on like a wholesome, cute mom, like doing my things with her, which obviously was like 90% of the time. Like her dad would only come like here and there. I feel like I make it look so easy. Like I make it look just definitely. Like I can kind of like do whatever, do this and that, but I'm like, it ain't that easy. And like, I'm like, I post the highlights, girl. Like, it's a highlight reel out here. No, like, literally, it's a scary world out there.
Okay, Suspirians, time to step out of the dark waters of the Suspool, grab a towel and dry off. That's what I got. What do you think of this story? I know it's intense. I know it is intense. If you'd like to hear more stories like this, or we also have some unserious stories that we tell, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button for more, and let me know in the comments if you have specific stories that you would like us to dip into. Big thanks to everyone for hyping the videos. I appreciate seeing that so much. It's a feature when you're looking at the comments on a mobile device. If you just kind of swipe the comment bar, you'll see the hype feature bars. You can hype the video. It helps expand our reach into a new viewership and grow the community. I have a full brand new deep dive Swoop doc out on my main channel. It's linked below and in the pinned comment as per usual. Huge thank you to our channel members as always, and I appreciate you all so much. And to our Patreon members, we are over 5,000 members on Patreon. I love our Patreon community so much. You can join our Patreon community for exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. That's 4 more exclusive, uncensored, unfiltered videos per month, plus the entire back catalog of videos that are only available on Patreon. We've got the podcast, after school specials, behind the scenes. We have free content that happens there as well. We've got the free newsletter, so you're always updated with everything going on. And then we have the additional support tiers as well. Of course, we've got the Valid Ribcage page. We've got the Suspool Season 2. All of those collections are in the merch shop for those of you who want to check it out and put on some cute little clothes. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Bluesky. All of that's linked below. That's where Instagram is actually where I post most often. I'm in Instagram stories a lot, so be sure to follow me there. Also, dear Suspirians, if you're ready to actually enjoy summer and stick to your wellness goals in just 2 minutes without having to cook or do the dishes, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SWOOP2FB50. That's SWOOPTOOFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. New subscribers only, varies by plan. 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year while subscription active. That's code SWOOP2FB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. And treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Thanks for coming for a swim. Have a good day out there. Beware the creepy. Keep it cute. And I'll see you next time in the Suspool. Swoop!